Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Entertainment with Buford and Francis. It's been a while because I was on vacation when I got back a few weeks ago, so yeah, that's why I haven't been uploading videos to YouTube in a while, but anyways, I'm back, and today I'll be cosplaying as Buford Van Stom from Phineas and Ferb, and he will be telling the story of Barbie Fairytopia. Anyways, enjoy the video. Alina, a wingless flower fairy, and her puffball friend Bibble watch their fairy friend Dandelion fly with 3 pixies. The pixies make fun of Alina for having no wings, but Alina ignores their taunting. Dandelion, however, defends Alina by fluttering her wings so hard that the small pixies are blown away. They later come back to warn Dandelion and Alina to go home where it's safe. This is so they don't get kidnapped by someone named Laverna, who's already rumored to have kidnapped a fairy named Topaz. Alina thinks that Laverna is a myth, but Dandelion is unsure, so she goes home to ask her mother. Alina and Bibble go back to Peony, where her flower home. Alina talks to Bibble about what the pixie said, but she thinks Topaz is too powerful to get kidnapped as she is a guardian. Bibble is asleep, and Alina feels uneasy, but Peony plays a lullaby for her, and she falls asleep. Topaz, however, really has been kidnapped by Laverna. Laverna plans to kidnap all of the guardians and then take over Fairytopia. Laverna calls her minions fungus, who reveal Laverna's formula. It has the power to weaken every flying creature in Fairytopia if they breathed it in. They would become so weak they would lose their power to fly. As she speaks, Laverna's minions are in all 7 regions of Fairytopia and unleashing the formula. She thinks no one can stop her, as she is the only one with an antidote. Her main plan is to give everyone in the antidote, then everyone will love her for it and let her be their queen. In the morning, Bibble has to wake up Alina because Peony didn't seem to wake them up. Alina goes outside and sees that Peony, as well as all the other fairy homes, are sick. Dandelion comes to see Alina and tells her that some of the fairies are having trouble flying and Topaz is gone. The closest guardian is Azura, and she is far away in Fairytown. Alina thinks that she has to go to Fairytown to see Azura, but Dandelion doesn't think it's a good idea. Alina has never left the meadow before and it takes hours to get to Fairytown, even if you have wings. Alina really thinks she can't actually get there, but Bibble and Dandelion volunteer to join her, and they leave the magic meadow. The trio enters a spooky forest, and Dandelion flies up high to see if she can see a way out. When she's higher up, she breathes in some of Laverna's formula and can't fly. Alina realizes that Dandelion is getting sick. It would be too hard for Dandelion to walk like Alina. As Alina was used to walking, she urges Dandelion to go home before dark and to avoid panicking so Dandelion leaves Alina and Bibble. Meanwhile, Laverna has kidnapped another guardian, Ruby. He remains loyal to the Enchantress, Laverna's sister and the ruler of Fairytopia. Laverna shows Topaz and Ruby the Enchantress state. Turns out she is very weak because of the formula. Laverna urges Ruby to take advantage of her hospitality, like Topaz, who keeps eating food from Laverna. Alina and Bibble get out of the forest and encounter a new place where all the flowers are wilting. Alina jumps up to one of the highest flowers to get a view of the horizon. Bibble flies in front of a flower like it is a tunnel, so they go inside it. At the end of the tunnel is the city hall of Fairytown, but it is closed. They tell the man there that they need to see Azura, but she is not there. A pixie named Larkspur comes, and the man working in the city hall tells him that Ruby and another guardian named Amethyst have been kidnapped. He has to find Azura immediately, so Alina and Bibble take advantage of this and follow him. Alina and Bibble grab onto a flower and it floats after Larkspur, but they crash. They see Azura's house, but it's surrounded by guards. Alina and Bibble hide in a flower, but Azura spots them and tells them to leave. Alina tells Azura that they came all the way from Fairytopia, so Azura tells Alina to come closer. She sees a rainbow in Alina's eye for a second and is shocked. She invites Alina to her house and gives her food and shelter. Azura tells Alina that the rainbow in her eyes means she's destined for great things. When Alina goes to bed, Azura tells her that all of Fairytopia is in trouble and is down to Laverna. In the morning, she will leave to speak to a dryad named Dahlia, who lives in the Wildering Wood. Azura asks Alina to take care of her necklace. In the morning, Azura wakes up Bibble and asks him to find Hugh, who lives in the south. He needs to be given an important scroll. After that, Azura is about to leave, but she is kidnapped by Fungus. Alina looks outside, but when she wakes up and sees that the guards have been tied up, a stout fairy thinks Alina has caused the trouble, so Alina runs away and gets helped by Hugh, who has large wings and carries Alina to the Wildering Wood. In Laverna's lair, the Fungus arrive with Azura, and Laverna notices that Azura isn't wearing her necklace. The Fungus tell Laverna that the wingless fairy had it. Laverna realizes that Alina wouldn't be affected by the formula, as she couldn't fly. All of the Fungus are ordered to find Alina. Meanwhile, Hugh tells Alina that after a day they will be in the Wildering Wood. However, they encounter some of Laverna's firebirds. To escape them, Hugh flies off a rainbow-colored waterfall into a cove. Hugh disturbs some relaxing mermaids when he flies too low, including Prince Nalu. Prince Nalu yells at Hugh but stops when he sees Alina. Hugh insists that the firebirds won't come down as they hate water, but they do. Prince Nalu throws them some special seaweed that will let them breathe underwater, so they'll eat some. They swim with Prince Nalu to safety. He points them to the Wildering Wood. The prince hopes he can see Alina again, leading to Bibble making fun of them. They get on Hugh, but he breathes in some of Laverna's formula, and Alina orders him to land so he can rest. She asks Bibble to stay with Hugh, and she goes to find Dahlia by herself. When Alina is by herself, she begins doubting herself and comparing herself to Azura, a great guardian. Some happy trolls appear who will lead Alina to Dahlia. They go a long way, but still only see sick trees. Azura's necklace starts glowing, and it calls Dahlia. Happy trolls leave, and Dahlia says she can't help Alina. She doesn't want to help the guardians, as the last time she tried to help them, none believed she was good except for Azura had been working with Laverna. Azura believed that Dahlia would know how to defeat Laverna because one of this, but Dahlia doesn't want to risk herself for Fairytopia. Alina convinces her otherwise, and they go back to Hugh and Bibble. Hugh and Bibble insist on coming back with Alina and Dahlia. They start to go after Laverna. In Laverna's lair, she has all the guardians kidnapped. Laverna places a crystal on her throne. The guardians' necklaces feel the presence of Azura's necklace, which is with Alina. Laverna knows she is near, so she orders the Fungus to get her. Dahlia tells Alina that when she had left Laverna had created a device that used the strength of her royal bloodline to suck the powers from the fairy guardians' necklaces and and transfer them to herself. She doesn't know how it works, but she knew that the union point would be the weakness. The group arrives at Laverna's lair, and they can't go in the air because of the firebirds. Their plan is to go in and find the union point, but Alina wants to go by herself, as she has Azura's necklace. While Alina runs over to the lair, she almost gets caught by the fungus, but Hugh flies in with Dahlia to distract them. When Bibble tries to distract them, he's captured. Alina makes it to the lair, and Dahlia, Bibble, and Hugh have been brought to Laverna by the fungus. When the fungus leave, Alina finds them and tells Laverna to let them go. Laverna will only let them go if Alina gives her the necklace, but she refuses. Laverna sees the rainbow in Alina's eye and tells her she could have wings. She went to Laverna's side. With the wings Laverna gave her, Alina becomes brainwashed. Laverna tells Alina they can have what they want. Laverna will rule Fairytopia, and Alina will have wings, with everything in her world as she remembered it. Laverna tells Alina to put Azura's necklace around Azura's neck, and Alina will get everything she's ever wanted. The Guardian's necklaces make them lose their powers, start transferring to Laverna. Alina is just about to place Azura's necklace around her neck when Azura says, "For the friends you haven't met yet," snaps Alina back to reality, and she sees the union point is where the crystal is. She takes the necklace off Azura and throws it at the crystal, breaking it. The Guardians get their powers back. Laverna, her throne, and her scepter disappear, and Bibble, Hugh, and Dahlia are freed. The Guardians are safe. Back in the Magic Meadow, the pixies are flying again, and everyone is glad to see Alina. Hugh comes to see Alina, and so does the Enchantress. She thanks Alina and her friends for saving everyone, and says that even if Alina may not need a gift for thanks, she still deserves one. The Enchantress gives Alina a rainbow-colored necklace and flies away. The necklace begins to glow, and Alina is granted her wish of her very own pair of beautiful pink wings. She flies with her own wings for the first time, and Alina, Dandelion, Hugh, and Bibble fly together, up together.